Today we are here at Wood Creek High School in Roseville, California. And this is the California State Championship for STUNT 2022. If you are just joining us, welcome to this exciting tournament. This is the culmination of a great spring season of high school stunt here in California. And this is how it's going to be starting off here. This is a single elimination tournament. We are taking the top teams from all of the sections in California. They've all had their section events leading up to this weekend. Starting our first game here, starting in less than 10 minutes, is Shasta High School. They are part of the northern section. The number one team from the northern section will be going up against number 9, Westmont from the Central Coast section. Later on, the next game will be game number 2, Freedom High School, the number 1 team from the North Coast section, playing against the number 5 seed, the number 2 team from the Joaquin section. The game number 3 at 6 p.m. will be Oak Ridge, the number 1 team in the Joaquin section, up against Paso, Robles, the number 1 team in the Central section. Game number 4 tonight at 7 o'clock is the number 3 team, Murrieta Valley, the number 2 seed in the Southern section. Followed, we'll be playing Clayton Valley Charter School from the Bay Area, the number 2 team in the North Coast section. That will conclude the first round here in the state championship here at Wood Creek High School in Roseville, California. Tomorrow, we will be then going into the semifinals. Game number 6 and 7 will be the winners from these teams at 9:30, 8:30, and 9:30, followed by the championship game tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. So this first game, again, we have Westmont High School on your right. We have Shasta High School on your left. They'll be starting here in approximately 5 minutes. We are excited to have a full season of stunt here this season in California. You're just joining us in 2020 was a rough year for everybody and canceled the entire stunt season before it really even got started. 2021, the majority of the season was very minimal. So many leagues barely got started, were unable to really start and finish. And therefore, we were able to have just mini seasons. And we are back now in 2019. We had close to 125 schools across the state of California playing this new sport, this new female sport that was developed to be able to give the opportunities for these girls who have a discipline that they love in cheer and put it into a head-to-head 4-quarter game format, supplies with Title IX, and give them something to do in the spring. So we are excited as this is a college-level NCAA emerging sport, and it's just so many of these girls are having the opportunity to be able to be a collegiate athlete once they leave high school, and just opening up way more opportunities for them. So thank you for joining and tuning in. If you are just tuning in, we'll be starting in approximately 5 minutes here as Westmont High School is taking, and Shasta is taking their final warm-up on the main floor. We'll be hearing a little bit about each of those programs coming up. So as you're joining us here, the teams are taking their warm-up. Shasta High School on your left side, they are the number 8 seed. They are the winning team from the northern section. They're from up north in Campbell. Let me move here to Shasta High School. They're from up there in Redding. They are the Wolves up in the northern section. They are part of the Eastern Athletic League. Their overall record was 6-0 this season, and they've been playing stunts for 5 years now. They're coached by Amy Einzel and Ann Baxter. 10 years of coaching and 5 years of coaching stunts. When speaking to them earlier, their favorite thing about coaching stunt is the camaraderie between not only our teammates, but between all the different players from all the different schools. They have some really cool team traditions and fun facts. They have team practices. They recognize their players each game. Team lunches, watching film and competitions. Their favorite quarter is quarter two, pyramids, because more team members can be involved. And they have 7 seniors this year on Shasta High School. On the other side of the mat, we have Westmont High School. They're from the Bay Area, the San Jose area, Campbell, California. They are the Warriors. They are part of the Central Coast section. Their league is the BVAL, the Blossom Valley Athletic League. Their overall record as well is 6-0. They've also been playing, just like Shasta, for 5 years. Their coach is Kelly DeBay. She's been coaching stunt for 5 years and coaching cheer at Westmont for 7 and coaching cheer overall for over 20 years. Their favorite thing about coaching stunt is they love that every game doesn't have to be played by the same 12 athletes. They have a team of 26, and all she wants for all of them is to have game time. In stunt, I can switch out a stunt group or switch out a flyer, a base, a back, and allow them to play in the game depending upon our opponent's skill level. It reminds all 26 of them that they performed in at least one game, and that helped to win our section and bring us to state. Some of their traditions is after every game, their team captains announce the player of the game, which is not based on points per game or power per game. It's based on who went above and beyond for that particular game, like a new flyer or a new tumbler. We also have little chants before certain routines, which most of them are inside jokes for our team, so that when they take the mat, they can remember to smile, laugh, and know that the whole team on the mat or sideline is in full support of one another. Their favorite quarter is quarter three, jumps and tumbling. With it, they're able to showcase an area of cheer that is often thought about nearly as difficult or technical as it is. And they have, very close to Shasta, 6 seniors. So we are going to go ahead and get started with our first game here in the 2022 California State Stunt Championship. Number 8, Shasta, against number 9, Westmont, from the northern section and the central coast section. We're going to pause for the singing of the national anthem. And with the national anthem, that signifies the beginning of the first game of the 2022 California State Stunt Championship. The two teams, captains and co-captains, are going to make their way to the center of the map. Such a huge accomplishment for them to win their section and to be represented the best of the best from across the state of California. The referee is Annette Leron Pickett. She's reviewing for the coaches and for them, just reminding them that there is a newer rule this year. There's no technology on the sidelines. Just reviewing all of their rosters. She's reminding them of their timeouts, where they can be on the sideline, and just making sure that they're aware of all of the rules of the game for this championship. This is a single elimination. So winner moves on and the loser will go home. But again, these are the best of each of their sections across the state of California, representing their section year into being the champion tomorrow. The coin is tossed, and Shasta did receive the coin toss, and they're going to go ahead and start off with possession. They're shaking hands. They're going to go ahead and get this game started. And if you're new to stunt, well, this is quarter one partner stunts. There are 6 rounds, and they will perform 4 of them. The coach calls routine number 2 to start out. That is one of the lower level routines. Therefore, you're going to see the maximum number on the court, on the mat, which is 12 athletes, 3 different partner stunt groups. We're going to start with a quick toss to a low position, and a single base to prep. We're going to roll right there to the prone, roll out. And we'll half up to the prep. Move to a hip at shoulder level to press extension. We'll cradle reload right there to the prep. So as we're tuning in, the scoring officials, they're looking for synchronization of skills between the groups, no traveling of the stunt to the bases feet, bases arms, fully straight, no bobbles, and good flexibility of top ropes. Shasta earned that first point, retaining possession, and they're going to take a tie to routine number 5. One of our upper level routines, so we've gone from 3 groups on the floor to now just 1 group on the floor. The 360 to a target position. Every little bubble makes a difference there. A little single base extension. Pop off dismount. A round off here. Release the target. The sidelines are going crazy. Quarter twist. Look at the air back. A little bobble there by both sides. 1/4 full down dismount. And a cradle reload. So both teams did have some minor 1s and minor 2s. So minors is the dropping of the hip, the bases, moving their feet, locking arms, all those. So which team had the least amount? Westmont earned that point, and they gained possession to call the next round. Round number 3 of this first quarter, and they're going to go to the highest level, routine number 6. This is also 1 partner stunt group out on the floor. We're going to walk in from the back here to a single base extension. Awesome job by both of them. Corkscrew dismount, a little timing difference. One of them is correct, and one will get dinged for a minor there in timing. Tap and go, low to high, 360 to target. A little drop in the hip there by Westmont. Some balance checks by both of them. Again, this is the most a fall there by Shasta. Again, this is one of the most difficult routines. Definitely some majors by both of them, but it looks like Westmont is going to take that point, and they retain possession for the final call of partner stunts quarter 1. And they're going to go back down to the routine number 3. And this one, again, the middle level, advanced level skills, will have 2 partner stunt groups out there. We'll pop and go, fold down dismount coming out. Quick pass to Perez. Back up to Liberty. 360 to low. Back down to prep. Again, lots of little minors by both teams, but the question is who's going to round out this quarter 1 partner stunt in the first game of the California State Stunt Championship. And Westmont earns the next point Wrapping up quarter one, 3-1. Westmont 3, Shasta High 1. That wraps up quarter one. We have a 2 minutes for the break, and we'll be back in 2 minutes for Pyramids and Tosses here between Shasta and Westmont High. Okay, we have 20 seconds left as we are going out from the quarter partner stunt. Wrapping it up, Shasta started with possession, earned that first point, and then quickly Westmont dominated the remainder of partner stunt quarter one. We're now going into quarter two, which is Pyramids and Tosses, with Shasta having trailing. We'll have the possession to start off this second quarter, and they're going to start with routine number 4. This will be a mix of partner stunts and basket tosses in the back. Little ball out. A brace favor, a little bit of breaking of the technique there on Shasta. With the 2 heights and 1 twist basket. They're looking for technique and the height of the basket. Little shoulder on the back there. Brace 3/4 to the target. A little struggle there at the top on Shasta. Both teams may struggle, but it looks like it might go to Westmont. And Westmont does earn the first point in Pyramids and Tosses. And they're going to go higher to routine number 5. In Pyramids and Tosses, the synchronization of the skills between the groups. We are going to take a 1-minute timeout by Shasta. They want to talk about it and make sure that they are ready for routine number 5. In Pyramids and Tosses, the officials are looking for synchronization of the skills between the groups, height flexibility and synchronization of basket tosses, no traveling of stunts, pyramid structures, like really paying attention to the base's feet, no bobbles, and good flexibility tied to top girls and connections between the groups. This is the pyramid, the quarter that Westmont really felt like they liked a lot, and we'll see if they can extend their lead as they're continuing on to quarter 2. And we are back from the timeout. And because routine number 5. Second hardest pyramid routine in this quarter. We're going to start here with a 360 to a press. Right there, that in back handspring at 7 level. High to high kick toss. And then right to a brace. Front to cradle. The basket toss section here with 2 kick folds and 1 full twist. Ending with 3 liberties. Dropping on the group there, struggled on Shasta. I think it might affect them, and it's overall Westmont might take the next step. And they do. If Westmont extends their lead 5-1, they have possession to call the next round. And they call routine number 3. So now with some toe touch basket tosses, again, height and flexibility will make a difference of between the minors and minor twos. The target paper doll pyramid. Ball up to release load. Great extension by both teams. You're going to see in the back here a toe touch basket toss with a brace split pyramid. And ending with 3 extensions. earns that point. 6-1, Westmont over Shasta. They're taking a big lead here in the first half. They're talking about it, and they're going to go back down to routine number 2. This is the second lowest level of routine. Starting with the brace, extended level pyramid. Three basket here, straight line. You're going to see here a show and go with the hand to foot. Release pyramid, nice and high. Great extension by both. A little higher by Westmont. And ending with the extended level pyramid. These teams are so closely matched. So this seems the Westmont maybe has a little bit more extension and just having a little more execution on their technique. Huge win there. That point was big for Shasta. That concludes partner stunt, pyramids and tosses, quarter 2. And that is Shasta with 2 points, Westmont with 6. We are going into an 8-minute halftime as they prepare now for jumps and tumbling in quarter 3. And we'll be back in a few minutes here at the 2022 California State Stunt Championship here in Roseville, California. We're starting off with our first game. The Shasta High School, the winner of the northern section, number 8 seed versus number 9 seed from Westmont from the Central Coast section. And we'll be back. And if you are just joining us, thanks for being a supporter of these two teams. Shasta High School, the number 8 seed from the northern section, up against here the number 9 Westmont High School from the Central Coast section, who's taken a nice lead in this first half, 6-2 over Shasta. We are now going into quarter 3, which is jumps and tumbling. And again, the officials at this point are looking for synchronization and flexibility on their jumps. Are their legs together on the tumbling skills? No steps or hops on landings or jumps or the tumbling skills, and the synchronization of tumbling skills when there's more than one athlete together. This is where minors can really add up. Minor 1s and minor 2s. And whoever has the least amount earns the point. That is what the scoring officials are looking for. How many minors? And everything from landing with your feet apart, extra steps, extra bounces, technique on your jump, all those things will be minors, and they add up really quickly in this third quarter. And Westmont has possession, and they are going to start really big here with routine number 6. This is the hardest level for tumbling. Now, Shasta went ahead and forfeited, and what this will mean is that Westmont will have to earn the point by going against the standard, which is less than 12 minors. Some cross run at the handspring there. Run to back, some layouts, and a full coming forward. There's a big step there. Ending with a group hike. So with Shasta forfeiting, just a reminder, they would have to have less than 12 minors in order to earn the point. My guess is they didn't earn the point because there's a lot of minors in that particular routine. So we'll wait to hear, and they did not. They did not earn the point, have enough to gain it, because there was a forfeit. Shasta had possession, and they call routine number 2, taking it back down. That's a big swing there, because now Shasta has possession, and they have a chance to bring this game closer together. Back extension rolls there. With a 2 power hurdle wound up by Clayton coming forward. A little off on the timing there on Westmont. Group coaches. A little bit different timing there. Ending with the right front hurdler. Sometimes in this quarter, the focus is the thing. The skills aren't overly difficult, but just having that memory and that focus can be a challenge. And definitely saw a few minor mistakes from just what things. But Westmont earns a point, and they were able to regain possession for the third round. And they're going to take it back up high to routine number 5. Shasta is going to go ahead and forfeit that as well, trying to get that strategy of being able to see if they can earn the point against the standard, less than 12 minor. 5 standing back handspring for opener. A combo right front hurdle toe touch. Nice layout forward. Little timing issues there on their pass to the back. Group tight. 2 standing touch. Again, definitely a lot of minors in there, especially at the end. There's some minor twos. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to earn the point, and they did not. They did not earn the point on that. So Shasta has the ability to now call the last round in this third quarter. Nice little power on the right by handspring touch with some right step dribble toe touch combination. Good toe touches. The timing is off there. I'm not sure which one is correct. Again, one of these teams is off. The officials will know which one, but that would be definitely the major deduction here. So rounding out this quarter 3, will it be Shasta or Westmont who earns this final point heading into quarter 4? The officials are looking at it too. And Shasta earned the point, bringing the third quarter, Shasta 3 to Westmont 7. And that ends quarter 3. We have a 2-minute quarter break as we prepare for quarter 4, which is the team routine. We'll be back in 2 minutes. And we are back here with game number 1 of the California State STUNT Championship here in Roseville, California at Wood Creek High School. Shasta High School, the northern section, Westmont from the Central Coast, 7-3. Westmont over Shasta. We're going into quarter 4, which is a combination. There's 3 points up for grab in each of the 3 rounds. Shasta has possession as they're going into this, and they call routine number 2. Westmont calls a timeout. So if you are just watching for the first time, quarter 4, we've taken all the first quarters. So quarter 1 is partnership, then we jump to quarter 3, which is jumps and tumbling, and then we go back to quarter 2, pyramids and tosses for the team routine. They are able to earn up to 3 points for each round, and there are 3 rounds in quarter 4, so therefore there is a total of 9 points up for grab. In order for Shasta to move on, they're going to need to capture the majority of these 9 points going into quarter 4 in order to move on. So they called routine number 2. Westmont wanted to talk about it, make sure they were focused on all the little tiny things in these lower levels to keep their lead. Once again, the call routine number 2. Little quick toss to the load position to start off. Little single base thrust. Load to the prone right here, one of my favorite moves. Roll that out. Again, lower level skill, but there's more athletes on the floor, so more opportunities to make mistakes. Pass up the press. Scoop that shoulder level to the press extension. Cradle reload here to the press. Going right into jump and tumbling. Do back extension rolls. You're going to see here from the back, 2 power hurdle round off that hamstring. 5 forward roll forward to the transition. Group toe touch. Really looking for that nice technique and good extension. Real timing difference there between Shasta and Westmont. Ending here with the group right foot further jump. Wrapping up this first round here with pyramids and tosses, a great extended level pyramid. Great job by both Shasta and Westmont. Basket tosses through straight lines, and really looking for the height and execution. Show and go in the back, hand to foot release. Extended level pyramid to end this first round, routine number 2 of quarter 4. 3 points up for grabs. So you're definitely going to take a few minutes here to make sure the officials are looking at every single part of it. So once again, these teams have their season February through April, and they've worked their way through sections. Partner stunts goes to Shasta. Jumps and tumbling goes to Shasta. Pyramids and tosses is a tie. So Shasta picks up 2 points. Westmont picks up 1. That makes the points 6-8. Shasta has possession to call the next routine. They call routine number 1. Westmont calls a timeout. This was huge for Shasta. They needed to be able to pick up a couple of these points to stay in this fourth quarter game, and that's what they did. They kept it low. What they focused on, they earned 2 of the 3 points, with Westmont only earning 1. So they're within 2 points now of tying this game. They have 2 more rounds. This next routine will make all the difference going into the final round of who's going on in this tournament and which team will be going home. Up next at 5 o'clock will be game number 2. The North Coast section number 1 team, Freedom High School, going up against number 5, Rocklin High, the number 2 team from Joaquin section. Shasta or Westmont, one of these 2 teams, whoever wins, will be taking on the powerhouse number 1 team from Southern California, Centennial High School, later on at the end of the night for 8 o'clock game. Timeout is over, and we are back to routine number 1. And they're taking the floor. And Shasta is hoping to earn all 3 points to make this a tied-up game. Starting here, the forward walk over to the shoulder shift. Timing is off on the 2 teams, but for sure, shoulder shift to shoulder turn front. Peg leg on the thigh. Switch at the shoulder level to the press extension. A little cradle reload here. Nice ending of that first section, going into jumps and tumbling right here. One power shoulder, forward walkover. There's a cartwheel there. Handstand forward walkover. Forward toe touch us up back. 3 cartwheels. Oh, little mistake there by Westmont. A right front hurdler here by the group. And a group toe touch. Wrapping up routine 1. Again, the similar skills that we have. However, focus and concentration makes all the difference right now. Brace roll pyramid as they're focusing on the execution of these skills. We're go and go in straight line basket tosses. Brace extended level pyramid. Ending with the pop and go extended level pyramid. Great job by both teams. Shasta is really hoping that they did enough to pick up a couple more points to make this down to the final round. So we'll see what the official shot. In just a few seconds, the stands are filling up here in the stands here in Roseville, California at Wood Creek High School. In partner stunts, goes to Westmont. Jumps and tumbling. Also goes to Westmont. Pyramids and tosses is a tie. That extends the lead 7-11 for Westmont. Westmont wants to take a timeout. At this point, the point spread is too large, and Shasta will be going home, and Westmont will be moving on to take on the number 1 seed, Centennial High School, from the Southern section later on tonight at 8 o'clock. They will finish this final round and see what they're talking about right now is most likely is, okay, we're moving on. We've got to focus and really think about what we want to do right now to put our best out there, to earn those points, and to really put ourselves in the best position as we are moving on. Shasta, these two teams are so evenly matched, almost identical records, both 6-0 in the season. Both teams have played stunts for 5 years. Both have 6 or 7 seniors. Their teams are almost identical, and this is exciting. Congratulations to both of these teams. From Reading and California, Shasta, and from Campbell, way in the Bay Area. He's going to call at the very end here routine number 6. And my guess is why she did that is she did not earn the points on some of those, and she probably wants to have her girls work that out and do a little bit better, trying to earn those points as they're moving into the next round. Great job here. We're starting off with a walk-in single base extension, a corkscrew dismount. Again, this is the most difficult skills. A little modification there by Shasta. Smart move by Ben. Top and go, low to high, 360 to target. Great job. High Liberty Hill stretch. Pull down dismount. A log roll cradle reload to the target. Little dip on the hip here by Westmont. We're going right into Shasta is not going to do the duck and turn. Westmont is going to see if they can earn those points. A combo toe touch, right front hurdler. Every single one of those steps will be a minor. They have to get less than 12 minors in order to earn the points. And right now, there are a lot. They need to stick those landings, stay together. They're very hard. I don't think they're going to earn the point in this particular. But they have great skills giving it a go, and they're going to wrap this up with their pyramids and tosses. Nice little full twist. Great ending there to that extended crocodile pyramid. Westmont is thrilled. Their fans are going crazy. Shasta is hugging each other as they know that they just wrapped up an incredible season. What a game. What a way for them to win the Northern Section. 5 years playing stat. Great job by their coaching staff to really have a great game here today. I know there were some injuries this week that they had to make some changes early this morning at 6 a.m. As they were making the drive up here and preparing for this game number one of the California State Stunt Championship. So for partner Stunt, Westmont takes the point. For jumps and tumbling, there's 0 points awarded. And pyramids and tosses goes to Westmont. So they did not earn the tumbling points as expected. However, they earned an additional 2 points. Finishing up this game, Shasta 7, Westmont 13. So Westmont High School will be playing later on at 8 o'clock tonight. The game number 5, going up against Southern Section, the number 1 seed, Centennial High School. Congratulations, Shasta and Westmont, for an amazing season. Westmont's moving on. Shasta's going home, representing the Central Coast section and the Northern section, doing a great job. The kids are pumped, and we will be back in 20 minutes for the next game between Freedom High School, the North Coast section number 1 seed, going up against number 5, Rocklin High School, the number 2 seed in the Joaquin section. They did meet earlier this year in the tournament. Rocklin was the winner at that point, so we will see who will be the victor today in the game number 2 here in the 2022 California Stunt State Championship here in Robles, California at Wood Creek High School. We'll be back in 20 minutes. And once again, Freedom High School versus Rocklin High School. Freedom is the home team, being the number 5, the higher seed over Rocklin. These two teams did meet earlier in the season, and Rocklin did beat them, but now this is the end of the season, and Freedom has really come on strong, winning their section and representing the Joaquin. Rocklin being the number 2 team out of the Joaquin section. They're introducing the coaches right now. We just finished the national anthem for this game, and the referee and not releasing tickets. The head of the California Football Association is going over the number of timeouts they have. There's no technology on the sideline, reminding them of their locations of where they can be on the sideline as well as their possessions. So the home team Freedom has the choice of choosing from the coin, the stunt, or USA cheer. And the coin is flipped. And looks like Rocklin won the coin toss, and looks like they're going to go ahead and start with possession. And we're going to start 4-1. The crowd is on their feet here, getting ready to cheer on their team. And they're going to start off right in the middle, routine number 3. And in partner stunts, again, the officials are looking for synchronization of the skills between the groups, no traveling of the stunts, especially those bases feet, bases arms fully straight when holding stunts, and no bobbles, and a good flexibility on the top throw. Right there, the ground level, 7-level pike step. Up and go, pull down dismount. Quick pass to prep. Retake back with the liberty, a little bounce there on Rocklin. 360 to the load. Right down to the top position. Great job by both. Every minor dropping of the hip, balance check. Rocklin does earn that point. And they have possession to call the next round, and they call routine number 2. A little quick pass to load. Right there to a single base. Correct. Load to the throne. Roll out. Half up right here to a press position. It's a shoulder level to press extension. Cradle reload to press. Again, both these teams being such strong programs and been set for so long. These are the lower level routines, but at this point, every small little minor, and these two teams are very evenly matched. And Rocklin, they tie that point, so they each get a point, 2-1. Routine number 4. A little trouble there on Rocklin's side. Good pass here to the prep. Strong dismount to the forward roll out. Cartwheel to the prep position. Retake up to liberty. Unfortunately, Joaquin struggles with that. It's most likely will go to Freedom. Freedom does earn that point, tying it up 2-2. And they have possession to call this final round in partner stunts 4-1. They want to take a timeout. Freedom calling the last round here. Routine number 5. Rockland taking a little bit to get out on the floor here. Routine number 5, the second hardest in Ferguson. One group out there. 360 to target. And there's single base extension, top off dismount, round off release. To the target position, major cover there by Rocklin. Quarter turn switch up to the airbag. Round quarter dismount. Straight a reload to extension. And definitely Freedom looks way more confident in there executing those skills. My guess is Freedom will earn that point, extending their lead for the first quarter. We'll see what the officials have to say. And Freedom does earn that point. They finish up quarter one 3-2. Freedom 3, Rocklin 2. This is a close game. Rocklin definitely struggling with a few of their partner sites there, but they are going to refocus. Quarter two, Pyramids and Passes is coming up next in less than a minute. We're coming out of our quarter break here and going into Pyramids and Passes during the quarter two. There are 4 rounds, 62 to choose from. The officials are looking for synchronization of skills between the groups. They're also looking at the height, flexibility, and synchronization of the basket passes. No traveling of stunts or planner structures, really focusing on the basic feet, no bobbles, and good flexibility by the top row, and connection between the groups. So again, there are minor ones and minor twos, depending upon what level of execution errors are done. Rocklin will start off with possession because they are trailing 3-2 over Freedom, and they're going to start right in the middle of the road with team number 3. Go and go with 2 toe touches. Target, paper doll pyramid. Nice ball up release below. Great job by both of them, Freedom and Joaquin. A little toe touch in the back. For the front, brace the pyramid. And 3 extensions to end. The question is, which team had the least amount of deductions? And Rocklin earns that point, tying it up, maintaining possession. It's 3-3. Rocklin has possession to call the next round, and they want to take a timeout to really talk about it. This game is all timeout. There's a 1-minute timeout. And Rocklin talked about it, and they are calling routine number 2, the second round here in the second quarter, Pyramids and Paso. And a release here. Good height by Joaquin. These teams are so evenly matched. It's going to be close. It is 3-3, Freedom and Rocklin, with the team number 2 called by Rocklin. And the official has the point, and that goes to Freedom. Freedom takes the lead 4-3 over Rocklin, and they call routine number 6. This is the hardest, most advanced pyramid and process routine. 12 athletes on the floor. You're going to see open right here with 1 full twist basket and 2 stick full baskets. Really looking for execution and height on these. 2 single base. Rewind to extend another pyramid all the way to the top. To extended level crocodiles. Let's see what the officials say. It's gonna be close. And Freedom extends their lead 5-3. They have possession for this last routine, and they keep it high. Routine number 5. The second hardest pyramids and passes routine. 12 athletes on the floor. We'll see 2 360 to the press. At the back end swing, there's some little pyramid here. Little bobble there by Washington. Oh, major ball there by Washington. We're going to 3 baskets, 2 kick full and 1 full twist. Nice job by both teams. Ending right here with 3 liberties. Ooh, another foul there by Washington. Washington is definitely struggling, not showing their normal strength that extends the lead. 6-3, Freedom over Rocklin High School. Definitely not as we saw earlier in the season. Rocklin is a powerhouse and longevity team when it comes to stunt, and they are just not showing what they are normally used to. Their focus is not quite there. So we are going to go ahead and head into halftime. We have 7 minutes, and we'll be going into quarter 3 Justin Cummings. We are here at Woodford High School in Roseville, California for the 2022 California State Stunt Championship. Number 5, Freedom High School, up against number 6, Rocklin Thunder. And it is 6-3. Okay, we're coming back now after halftime. Freedom High School 6, Rocklin 3. This is not a position Rocklin is used to being in. They are a powerhouse in stunt, but Freedom High School from the Bay Area, they have really come on this season. And we are excited to see how the second half goes. We are going to be going into jumps and tumblings, which is quarter 3. Seven girls on the mat for every routine. They have 6 routines to choose from. Number 1 up through number 6. 1 being easier in level, and the 6 being the hardest skills possible for this quarter. Freedom has possession earlier from the point toss. They are going to call routine number 3. This is a middle range advanced skills jumps and tumblings. Every little minor adds up here from their landing, their execution on the height of their jump. Do they land with their feet together? Do they step? Do they hop? All those things will add up. Going right there is the power run up against them truck. But now a couple steps forward for right front Robles. Everyone doing a cartwheel. Okay, so you can see some of the frustration on the Rocklin Thunder's faces right there. They definitely maybe feel like they might be, it's a hard hole to dig themselves out of at this level of now here at the state championship. But again, they're the number 2 seed out of the Joaquin section. They would be just number 1 is Oak Ridge, as we'll see coming up in the next game here. Freedom, the number 1 team out of the North Coast section down in the Bay Area. Number 4 and number 5 seed. The officials are definitely taking a look. So that was close. There are minor 1s and minor 2s. The minors being the tiny little steps, landings. The minor 2 could be more of a larger execution error. And again, whichever one, they get tallies on both sides. Whichever one has the least number of deductions. Oh, and they took so much time there because it really was that close. They each earn a point, 7-4. Rocklin has possession. And they go down to the number 1 routine number 1. This is going to be the lowest level of skills, but this is also where sometimes the athletes can get tripped up on their focus and all the minor details. Oops, step out the mat there, Rocklin in front. 4 toe touches in the back. 3 cartwheels. We're all going to forward roll to change formation. Right front hurdler. And a group toe touch. This is definitely because I think there was some spacing issues there by Rocklin because they did come off of the mat at front. But Rocklin did earn the point. That is huge. They send that within 2 points, 7-5. They have possession to call the next round, and they call routine number 4. This would be the advanced level skill. Two power hurdle round up against the cut coming forward. 5 combo right front hurdle toe touches. And the power hurdle forward roll group toe touches. Power hurdle round up cut. Oh, big step there by Rocklin. Nice extension there by them. The timing was off on that by Clayton cut, so we'll see which team did it correctly. And only a 4 toe touch by Clayton. Definitely a couple of incorrect counts, and that will count against one of the teams, whichever one was not correct. Rocklin has 5. Freedom is 7. And Freedom earns that point, extending their lead 8-5. And they call routine number 2 to round out for the 3 jumps and tumbling. Two backward extension rolls. 2 power hurdle round out by Thompson, putting from the back to the front. A little forward roll transition. Boom, toe touch. Looks like Freedom, I think this might have been a little better extension there, but it was very close. Right front hurdler. So that's going to end this quarter 3 jumps and tumbling. And the question is, will Freedom extend their lead 9-5 or will Rocklin do? That's Freedom at 9-5 over Rocklin. That's going into this quarter break. As we come back, Rocklin Thunder will need to pick up some points. There's 9 points that are up for grabs in quarter 4. 3 different rounds. 3 points in each of the rounds. We will start with partner stunts, jump over in the team routine to jumps and tumbling, and end with quarter two pyramids and passes. And 9 points up for grabs. Rocklin Thunder will have possession to start off the quarter four as they are trailing 9-5 here in game number 2 at the 2022 California State Championship for Stunt here in Roseville, California at Wood Creek High School, and we'll be back in 1 minute. And we are back here in quarter four, Rocklin and Freedom. Freedom is up 9-5. Rocklin has possession to call the first routine, and they're going to call routine number 2. A little and a retake there, going up, back down to the 5. One tumble coming forward. 2 handstand forward rolls. 4 toe touches at the back. 3 cartwheels coming into the middle. Ending with a right front hurdler and a Greek toe touch. Moving into their final section. You're going to see a great roll pyramid here. Oh, little trouble there by Rocklin. I'm going to see a straight ride here and 2 stow and goes. Brace extender, pyramid, and a brace hop and go, extended level pyramid. That is routine number 1, and it is going to be close. What Rocklin is hoping is to earn the most points so they can have possession and try to bring this game back to within grasp. So for partner stunts, it goes to Rocklin. Jumps and tumbling. It goes to Rocklin and pyramids and passes. Goes to Freedom. So that extends the lead there. Rocklin has 7. Freedom has 10. Rocklin still has possession. And they're going to call routine number 2. Earlier, they tied in partner stunts in routine 2, and Freedom did earn points against Rocklin. So I'm hoping that Rocklin is going to be thinking they can fix those mistakes from earlier, but hopefully earn some points to turn this thing around for them. A nice low to prone roll out here. Half up to the front. Take at the shoulder level to press extension. And they're going into the jump and tumbling section. 2 back extension rolls. Nice job. Coming forward, 2 powers into round up that hamstring. A little transition of forward rolls there. Groot toe touch. Confirming both hamstrings. A little step there by both of them. Right front hurdler. And going into the final section of this game routine. is great extended level pyramid. Going right into three basket passes of straight rags, nice and high extension. Little showing go hand to foot release pyramid there, and ending with the extended level pyramid. That was a tricky call by Rocklin, considering Freedom earlier earned multiple points against Rocklin in routine 2. But I know that Rocklin had some errors and they were counting on turning those around. So right now the ideal situation for Rocklin is earning 3 points to tie Freedom. I'm not sure they're going to do it, but let's see. They earn the first one in partner stunt in jumps and tumbling. Goes to Rocklin. And pyramids and tosses. Goes to Freedom. So this is now an 11-9 game. Rocklin has possession to call the final routine. They are down by 2 points. They have to take all 3 to win the game and shut out Freedom from at least 1 point. They're going to talk about it with a timeout and determine what routine they're going to call. Looking earlier, they've already done routine 1 and 2. Earlier, Freedom and did not earn the point in routine 3 in partner stunts or in pyramids and tosses against Freedom. So, and then they tied jumps and tumbling in routine 3. So my guess is they're probably going to go for routine 3. Maybe routine, I would say my guess is routine 3. But both of them now, teams are focusing on every single little focus and determination on execution. Depending upon how this goes, there could be an overtime situation if these 2 teams, depending upon how many points are earned. And like we thought, Rocklin is going to call routine number 3. And now Freedom would like a timeout. They're going to talk about it to make sure that they are focused for routine number 3. So many different scenarios here. Rocklin is definitely going to try to take all 3 points and win this game. However, if Rocklin earns 2 and Freedom earns 1, it's a tied game and they go into overtime. And it looks like we have an injury timeout on Freedom. We will have a 2-minute injury timeout as we're getting ready for this final round. Routine number 3. Freedom High School has kind of led the way up through the 3rd quarter. Rocklin has really come back with routines 1, 2, and rounding out 3. Freedom is winning 11-9. And there is looks like on the sideline, potentially an overheating situation. We're going to give her an extra a little injury there to regain and make sure that she is okay to go back on the floor. And we'll be back in 1 minute for the final round of game number 2. Freedom High School 11, Rocklin High School 9. And the crowd is going wild, supporting their athletes right here. Freedom High School 11, Rocklin 9. This final round will determine who moves on in this state championship tournament here in Rosemont, California. And once again, they call the team number 3. Alright, this is an advanced level routine. We're going to see 8 super incentives out there. Now the retake up there to the Liberty. 360 back to the load position. Ending in the press. Going right into jumps and tumbling. Group toe touch. Force, however, to run with the Clemson coming forward. Couple standing back handspins and one continuing on there. Nice little transition, and the one after number 1 and number 3 right front hurdlers, and then another 4 right front hurdlers. And they all cartwheel to end this section, going into pyramids and crosses for team number 3. A show and go there with 2 toe touch back to Paso. Having a target, favored all pyramid. Ball up, release to road. Great job by both teams. 1 toe touch basketball. It's a great split pyramid. Ending with 3 extensions. Oh, wow, the crowd is on their feet. The question will be, will Freedom have enough points to move on? Will Rocklin earn all the points and overtake Freedom, or will they tie and go into overtime? The officials are looking at it because it was so close, and we are here at the 2022 second game here. Freedom and Rocklin 11-9. We're waiting. This is the final round of game number 2. Freedom, the number 1 seed from the North Coast section, and Rocklin, the number 2 team from the Joaquin section. Teams number 4 and 5. Both programs, again, almost identical records, 10-3, 10-4. Both have been involved. Rocklin, the pioneer from the very beginning, along with Centennial High School, the very first STUNT program here in California. And Freedom has been a long-time team as well, over 5 years in STUNT. So both experienced programs, they both have approximately 6 and 7 seniors on their team. So either way, congratulations, an amazing job by both programs in representing their sections and making it to state. The winner of this team will go into the semifinals tomorrow morning right here at 9:30 a.m. and they will play the winner between the number 1 seed Centennial High School and Westmont High School. They will play the final game tonight, and the winner of that will play tomorrow, the winner of this game. Coming up next at 6 o'clock, we do have the number 1 Joaquin section team, Oak Ridge High School, up against the number 2 seed, up against the number 7 seed, Paso Robles, from the Central section. This is so close. The officials are re-looking at every single line because these teams are so evenly matched. And we're going to find out in just a few seconds here which team will win this game and move on, and which team will be going home here at the 2022 California State Stunt Championship. With over 160 high schools across California playing stunt this season, we're expecting over 200 plus next season. So if you are not quite part of stunt yet, get yourself involved. Go to stuntsport.org and find out. And we have the scores. Partner Stunt goes to Freedom. Stunts and Tumbling, it's a tie. And that means here vision causes. So Freedom takes the win over Rocklin 13-11. They are moving on to the semi-final game tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Congratulations to Freedom High School and congratulations to Rocklin Thunder for representing the Joaquin section of the number 2 team. Great job by both teams. Once again, we have a different license for tuning in tomorrow at 9:30. We'll be taking a short break as our next game is coming up at 6 o'clock between Oak Ridge High School, the number 1 Joaquin section, and Paso Robles, the winner of the Central section. We'll be back at 6 o'clock. Okay, welcome back to the 2022 California Stunt State Championship. We are in game number 3 here at Wood Creek High School in Roseville, California. We just finished earlier game number 1. Westmont High School overtook Shasta to move on to the next game, number 5 at 8 o'clock tonight against Centennial, the number 1 seed. Game number 2 was Freedom and Rocklin, and they were number 4 and 5. Very, very close teams. Freedom in the very last round of quarter 4 finished that out and beat them. Rocklin by 2 points. They will be in the semifinal game tomorrow morning at 9:30. We're now in game number 3. Oak Ridge High School, the Trojans, the number 1 seed from the Joaquin section, going up against the winner, the number 1 team from the Central section, Paso Robles, the number 7 seed. Looking at both of these programs, Paso Robles, they are the Bearcats. They're from the Central section, and they are part of the Central Coast Athletic Association Mountain League. Their overall record is 6-0, and they've been playing stunt for 6 years. Their coach, Tori Loney, she's been coaching for over 21 years and says her favorite thing about stunt is I love stunt that requires precision, and not just that a skill is thrown, but on a count and in synchronization with others on the mat. The energy on the sideline is also amazing. At traditional competitions, it's just the coaches on the side of the mat jumping up and down, and stunt is different and gives it more of a traditional sport feeling. We could not agree more with you, Tori. Some of their fun traditions is their team brings Sour Patch Kids to every game. I might have to go down there and pick out a few of those. Most of the time, no one eats them, but they just have to be on the sideline. Maybe it's like their little team mascot on the sideline. Our coach wears the same rhinestone sandals to every game, and I can see them from right here, and they are cute. Their favorite quarter is fourth quarter, and they have 7 seniors on their team. Moving over to the number 2 seed, Oak Ridge High School, the Trojans from El Dorado Hills up here in Northern California. They are part of the Joaquin section. Their overall record is 10-1, and they have been playing stunt for 6 seasons, so just 1 season longer than Paso Robles. James Blunt is their head coach, followed by their assistant, Kat and Alyssa. He's been coaching 9 years at Oak Ridge. The favorite thing about stunt is the competitive nature for female athletes. Stunt gives female cheer-type athletes a chance to compete head-to-head at a higher level. The team traditions and fun facts is this team is made up mostly of the JV cheerleaders from the 2021-2022 sideline season. Their favorite quarter is the higher level pyramids. We enjoy the more challenging skills with more athletes on the floor. And the interesting thing about this, the number of seniors, 0. No seniors on the team. That is a much younger program. They did very well in their traditional competitive season and went over to Orlando and placed in the top 4, I believe, in their division. So a very highly competitive program. So again, we have number 2, Oak Ridge, going up against number 7, Paso Robles, from the Joaquin and the Central section. We're going to be starting here in less than 1 minute. Oak Ridge has quite a larger roster than Paso Robles, and that is, again, I know they have a much larger team, and they have been able to utilize a lot of their JV. And I know there are some teams here in California that are looking to add their JV programs as their teams keep expanding. And we've already had a couple of JV programs down in Southern California this year play some games. And so some of these larger rosters will probably be seeing some JV teams in the future. If you are just joining us for the first time, 4 quarters, quarter 1 is partner stunt. The crowd is electric here, inspired up to see these 2 teams and who is going to go on to the semifinals tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. The coaches and captains are headed to the center of the mat, where the official Annette Milan Ticket will be reviewing how many timeouts, where they can stand, the number of the possession rules, and getting ready for the coin toss to see who will start possession of this game. STUNT is a 4-quarter head-to-head game format. Quarter 1 is partner stunt. Officials are looking for synchronization of the skills between the groups. No traveling of the stunts, really focusing on the bases feet, bases arms fully straight when holding stunts, no bobbles, and good flexibility of hop curls. Moving into then we'll go into quarter 2, which is pyramids and tosses, and then rounding out quarter 3, jumps and tumbling. And then quarter 4 is the team routine, taking all 3 quarters, putting it together for a routine. There are 4 rounds of play in each quarter. They can choose from 6 different routines. The routines go in difficulties. Number 1 is the lowest level. Number 6 is the hardest level. Looks like the Paso Robles earned the coin toss. Is going to start with possession. So we are once again starting off. The Paso Robles having possession and calling the first routine, and they're going to keep it low, right in the middle actually, routine number 3. Little forward walk over ground to the shoulder level pike switch. A pop and go. Pull down, dig down here. Quick toss to the front. Retake back up to Liberty. 360 to the load. Ending at the front. Both teams looking really strong in the first round of quarter 1. It's going to be close. The officials are looking for minor 1s and minor 2s, which the minor 1s are very small. A minor 2 or a major deduction would be more of a call, or maybe a modification of a skill. They've actually modified the skill. That would be a major So these are just some of the things that the officials are looking at. Because this was so close in this opening round, I can tell the officials are really looking at it to see, did one of them have less deductions or was this a tie? And the officials, and it is a tie. Oak Ridge has possession, and they're going to take it up to routine number 4. This is in the advanced skills, 2 partnership groups out on the floor, 8 athletes. Starting off with a peg leg 3/4 up to the pop and go heel set. Little corkscrew disc out there. Quick hop to the press. A nice prone dismount to the forward roll out. Cartwheel to the press. Retake back up to Liberty. These girls look confident and loose here, but the officials have a quick decision, and that goes to Oak Ridge. They have possession to call round number 3, and they're going to take it to the very top, routine number 6. And it looks like Paso Robles is going to forfeit, which means that Oak Ridge will have to earn the point. And how you do that is have less than 8 minors in this routine. This is the hardest level of partner set. A walk-in single base extension, a corkscrew dismount. We're going to do a pop and go low to high, 360 to the target. Fantastic job. High to high, Liberty to heel set. Hold down dismount. And a little log roll. Cradle reload up to the target. They'll have to get the point with less than 8 minors, and looks to me like the officials are reviewing. Again, you're going against the standard when there's a forfeit, and they do earn a point. However, Paso Robles, because they forfeited, they have possession to call the last round, and they call routine number 2. Starting a quick toss to a load position, or to a single base. Load to the prone. Love this visual right here. Half up here to the prep. Both teams should be one team out there. They're looking solid and confident. So the reload to the prep, so that's going to be really close. If there was something that differentiated them, it was going to be something very minor. And Paso Robles earns that point in routine number 2, finishing out quarter 1. Oak Ridge 3, Paso Robles 2. We're taking a 2-minute quarter break as we head up next into pyramids and tosses. So once again, we are, you can see that, 3-2. Oak Ridge 3, Paso Robles 2, coming out of quarter 1, partner set. We're getting ready to go into quarter 2, pyramids and tosses. The officials here are looking for synchronization of the skills between the groups. The height, flexibility, and synchronization of the basket tosses. No solving of stunts or pyramid structures, like really focusing on the basic feet. No bobbles and good flexibility by the front girls. And connections between the groups. Paso Robles will have possession to start out quarter 2. because they are trailing by 1 point, but they are keeping this nice and close in this game number 3 here at the 2022 California Stunt State Championship. Paso Robles calls routine number 2. That's going to be one of the lower level in pyramids and passes. 12 athletes on the floor. Starting here with a great extended level pyramid. Three straight ride basket tosses. One show and go in the back there with a hand to foot release pyramid. Nice and high extension by both teams. Ending an extended level pyramid. The count looks like they could have been a little off on that show and go, and I'm not sure who was correct, but it looks like Paso Robles was correct on that, which means they are now tied up 3-3. They call routine number 4. This is on the advanced level still. You're going to see in the back there a show and go and a ball, X out basket. Timing is off by one of the teams. The brace invert, the top and go target there. Three baskets, one full twist and two pipes. Ending with the brace, 3-quarter up the target pyramid. I'm not sure which one the officials will definitely know it and which one was correct, but there was some timing issues on the basket. But this is keeping it close, 3-3. And Oak Ridge takes that point, extending the lead 4-3 and regaining possession. And they call routine number 6, the highest pyramid level. 12 athletes out there. This will open up with 3 basket tosses, 1 full twist, and 2 kick full baskets. Execution height will make a difference here in synchronization. Two single base here. Show and goes in the brace single base extended level pyramid. We're going right into the 360 to the press. And a rewind to the extended level. Nice job by both groups. A little bit of bobble at the end there by Paso Robles. But up until that end, they were both really strong. And Oak Ridge takes the point, 5-3. They have a possession to call their last routine in quarter 2, and they keep it high, routine number 5. Twelve athletes on the floor, second hardest pyramid and tossers. We're going to open up with 2 360s to the press, with that hamstring up to extended level pyramid. A high-to-high kick-up pyramid. A brace flip front. Flip front to cradle at the tongue twister. Moving to the basket pass here, 2 kick folds and 1 full twist up front. Ending with 3 liberties. Long ending by both there. It's going to be very close. It looks like Oak Ridge had a little bit higher basket tosses. And they do take the point, 6-3. Rounding out quarter 2, pyramids and tossers. Oak Ridge taking 3 up to 4 points. Oak Ridge 6, Paso Robles 3. We are going into halftime now, an 8-minute halftime, as we prepare for the second half here in game number 3. Oak Ridge, number 1, Joaquin section team, number 2 seed overall, and the winner from Central Section, Paso Robles, the number 7 seed, here in game number 3. Oak Ridge 6, Paso Robles 3 will be heading into quarter 3 jumps and tumbling in less than 6 minutes. And we are back here at the second half of game number 3. Oak Ridge High School from El Hills, California, the Trojans, the number 1 seed in the Joaquin section, number 2 seed in the tournament, going up against the Paso Robles, the number 1 seed in the Central section, the number 7 seed. Oak Ridge is at 6, Paso Robles is 3, going into jump and tumbling quarter 3. 7 athletes on the floor every single round. 1 through 6, 1 being the easiest and 6 being the most difficult. Oak Ridge has possession in the third quarter, and I know that they like to tumble over there at Oak Ridge, so let's see, they are going to start off in a mid-range routine number 4. Coming forward to power hurdle run up that hamstring touch. A little jump combo, the front hurdle, the toe touch. So a power hurdle forward roll to the center to the group toe touch. A little mix up on timing there, but I'm not sure which one is correct, but the officials will definitely know. Every step, their landing, the hops, all of those will add up quickly as minors, and the question is, who had the least number of minors? And it looks like Paso Robles picked up that point and possession, and they call routine number 3. I think it had something to do with the timing of one of their skills, which definitely would separate them out. So dropping back down, routine number 3. The score is 6-4. Oak Ridge, Paso Robles 4. Group toe touch. 4 power hurdle run up that hamstring, coming forward. Standing back handspring. Little bobble there on the right. A little step apart on those landings. Some front curve jump. Ending with some partners there. Those minors add up so quickly in jumps and tumbling. We'll see which one had the least. And Oak Ridge jumps ahead. They have 7. Paso Robles has 4. And Oak Ridge has possession to call the next routine. And they call a timeout. So once again, we are here in this third round of quarter 3 jumps and tumbling. Oak Ridge has 7. Paso Robles has 4. The number 2 and the number 7 seed. This is a great game. All of these teams, to be honest, are so evenly matched. So they're section winners, or they're number 1 and 2 of their sections. So across the whole state of California, they've had most of them undefeated seasons. And this is just such a great to see these caliber of ladies right here in this sport. Over 150 teams across the state in California, and we are down now to the top 9 teams in the state here representing their section. So Oak Ridge talked about it, and we'll see what's the team. And they went high to routine number 5. Opening up with some back handsprings and a jump combination, turns into toe touch. Coming from the back to the front. A layout, and the timing is very different. We'll have to see Richie with a couple of steps there on the right on Paso. Group type jump. Ending the 2 standing cups. Solid job by both teams. I'm not sure which one was correct on that coming forward layout, but we will definitely, the officials, I'm sure, take that into consideration. And the officials have looked at it, and Oak Ridge extends their lead 8-4, and they have possession to call the final round, and they call routine 6. Paso Robles has forfeited, which means that Oak Ridge will need to earn the point. Against the standard for jumping tumbling, they can have it to 12 minors, and that sounds like a lot, but every landing feet apart, every hop, every step, execution errors on their jumps or on their tumbling all add up. So they will need to have less than 12 minors in order to earn the point here in routine number 6. Layout going back, and a pole coming forward. Small step on the landing there. Ending with a pipe jump. For quarters 1 and 2, the standard is 8 minors, but because jumps and tumbling, it's so easy to have the minors really add up quickly with all of the steps. So they can have up to 12, and we definitely saw quite a few minors on Oak Ridge. The officials are looking at it and going to see, do they earn the point and extend their lead, or does the lead stay here at 8-4? And they do earn the point, extending their lead 9-4 over Paso Robles. We have a quarter break going into the team routine coming up next. Oak Ridge Trojans 9, Paso Robles 4. And we are back from the quarter break going into the team routine. Oak Ridge Trojans 9, Paso Robles are 4. Paso Robles has possession. And they go low, routine number 2. As a reminder, the team routine, we will start with quarter 1, partner stunts. We'll jump over to quarter 3, jumps and tumbling, and round out with quarter 2, pyramids and passes. Starting there with quick toss to load, a little single base trap. Loading right there to the prone roll out. A little half up to the front position. Both teams looking solid. Cradle reload to press. Jumping over to the jumps and tumbling. Good toe touch. Solid back hamstrings right there by both teams. Their front walkover. And into the front circle there, going into the pyramid and passes. Basket tosses, little straight ride. A little different timing there on the stone going to back. A nice high release there. This is going to be close. It's a lower level routine. So both teams did an excellent job of execution of all 3 parts. There are 3 points up for grabs. Each of the sections, a point is up for grabs. So it depends on if they're tied. Some of them are Paso Robles is hoping to earn at least 1 or 2 of those points, if not all 3, to help them stay in this game. the Trojans and the Bearcats. Oak Ridge Trojans are up 9. Paso Robles Bearcats have 4 points, and they're hoping to gain 3 more here in the first round of quarter 4. And we have the scores in partner stunt. It's a tie for partner stunt. Jumps and tumbling. It goes to Paso Robles. Pyramids and tosses. It goes. That is a huge win for Paso Robles, picking up 3 points, making the score 10-7. That was exactly what Paso Robles Bearcats wanted. They picked up 3 points in routine 2, 1 for Oak Ridge, making the score Oak Ridge 10, Paso Robles 7. Paso Robles has possession. Oak Ridge wanted to take a timeout. And Oak Ridge wanted to take a timeout. Paso Robles has possession. They call routine number 3. Two partners on groups out there. A little forward walk over there to the shoulder level pipe straight, going right up. Extension will probably fall down. Quick pass there to the prep. Retake to the Liberty. 360 to the load position. Up to prep. Both teams looking confident. Moving 2. Group toe touch. Nice job by 25 there. Solid landings by both 25 to 77 there. Some front hurdlers by both 2 different groups. All cartwheeling out. Going into pyramids and tosses. We're going to start off with some basket tosses. 1 go and go and 2 toe touch baskets. Timing was a little off by Oak Ridge there. The target paper ball pyramid. Ball up release to the load position. In the back, we got a little toe touch basket toss. And the 3 extensions. It is going to be close. Paso Robles Bearcats, they are hoping they can pick up 3 more points and tie this game, just like they did in the first round. It's going to be close. Definitely saw some strong routines by both programs there. And we'll see who's going to earn the most points to call the last round of this game between the Trojans and the Bearcats. We are in game number 3. Oak Ridge, number 2 seed against Paso Robles, number 7 seed. But this is close. All of these teams, they're number 1 in their section. All these ladies have just, they're the top 9 teams across the state. So we expected these games to be close, and they are. So in partner stunts, it goes to Paso Robles. Jumps and tumbling, goes to Oak Ridge. Pyramids and tosses, goes to Paso Robles. 11-9. And Paso Robles wants to take a timeout as they have possession to call the last round. In looking at earlier, routines 2 and 3 has already been called. She has the option of routine 1, which has not been played yet in any of the quarters, or routine 4. I don't imagine she's going to go up to routine 5 or 6. That is definitely where Oak Ridge feels most comfortable in. So she's definitely going to want to find. She did earn a point in routine 4 in jumps and tumbling against Oak Ridge. However, in routine 4, Oak Ridge earlier in quarter 1 and 2 did earn a point over Paso Robles. She might go low and keep it routine 1 and hope that she can earn all 3 points, or even just the 3 points to win, or it could even go into an overtime situation. Oh, and she goes big with routine number 5. Earlier, Oak Ridge. And it looks like we have a timeout. So Paso Robles calls routine 5, not a call I expected, because earlier when in quarter 2, Oak Ridge did earn the point over Paso Robles in pyramids and tosses, and they also earned the point against them in jumps and tumbling. They did not play partner stunts, routine 5, so that's kind of a wash. But my guess is that she was really thinking that maybe they can fix maybe some of those things to earn a point against them. But this is going to be close, and what a great way to end this game with the second hardest routine. Routine number 5. If you're following along here, Oak Ridge 11, Paso Robles 9. We are in the final round of the quarter 4 senior team to see who's going to win this game and go on to the semifinals. Oh, she changed her call and is going to routine number 1, dropping it way down. 12 athletes on the floor. She's hoping with their detail and at the third the shoulder set. Shoulder set to the 1/4 turn set there. Peg leg on the thigh. Kick at the shoulder level, the press extension. Both these teams look amazing. Cradle reload, right down to the thigh stand. Amazing execution by the Bearcats and the Trojans. Some nice handstand forward rolls with some toe touches in the back. Good extension by both. 3 cartwheels. A forward roll transition. A right front bird roll. Group toe touch. Rounding out pyramids and tosses. A great roll there. Pyramid. Both teams extremely focused, but still loose, having fun. Lots of good smiles. This is going to be close. If Paso Robles is going to take all 3 points, or even if Oak Ridge gets 1 point and Paso Robles gets 3, they will tie. Or Oak Ridge earns 2 the points. This could be going into overtime. Paso Robles could win, and Oak Ridge could win. So many different scenarios here in the last round of game number 3, Oak Ridge Trojans and Paso Robles Bearcats. This is routine 1 is always the hardest because the skills are actually the easiest skills that we have in all 3 quarters. But it's important because the minors can be so close that the officials are really going to be looking at every single thing to make sure if there's enough of a difference in any of the rounds for a team to earn a point or for them to tie. The Bearcats are praying on the sideline. Oak Ridge is definitely looking around trying to feel like this could go either way. They could, Paso Robles could take all 3 and win this game. Oak Ridge could take all 3, extend their lead to win the game. They could tie. If they tied multiple rounds, then Oak Ridge would win. If Paso Robles earned 3 points and Oak Ridge earned 1, like one's a tie, this would be going into overtime. The officials are taking a long time in reviewing because, again, this is so close. It was like watching one team out there. Both sides were so close. So we have the partner stunt. Partner stunt goes to Paso Robles. Jumps and tumbling. It's a tie. Pyramids and tosses. And exactly as we thought, this is going into overtime. Paso Robles 12, Oak Ridge 12. Paso Robles earned all 3 points. Oak Ridge earned 2, taking it 12-12. And she's going over the overtime rules. From there, it goes into quarter 4. They would have to redo quarter 4. Both teams are taking a timeout, and they are talking about it. This is where the strategy of STUNT really comes into play. Oak Ridge tends to like the higher routines, the more difficult. Paso Robles has stuck to some of the mid to lower routines in quarter 4, which has really was able to earn those points back in to be in this overtime tied position. So how it starts with overtime is they're going to go and we start with quarter 1. They're going to literally redo the round that they just did. If they do it the same way they just did, and Paso takes all 3, Paso Robles will win this game and move on to the semifinals. Can Oak Ridge earn that point in partnership and keep it a tie? They would then go to routine 2. And then here is extension. Great job by both teams. Moving down to the thighs here. Moving into this, they tied earlier, just a few seconds ago, so we'll see if they're going to tie again, if there's any differences there. Great extension there by the toe catchers on the Bear side. Good, solid. Both teams are looking super strong. Again, it's so hard in routine one to have a lot of differences because their skills are the easiest skills, and so these teams think that stellar athletes, these ladies are able to really execute them well. So the question is, was there enough of a difference? Was there enough of a difference? Did they tie? Did somebody do better than the other? Will this game end, or will they, if they tie, then they will go and do routine number two. And it goes up continually until there's a difference in the points. So we'll see if the team won. If it was like it just was, Paso Robles had 3 points. Oak Ridge took 2. The question will be, did it happen? What an amazing game here. The Bearcats, Paso Robles number 7, number 2, Oak Ridge, the Clayton, 12-12. Went in, going into overtime here. The winner of this game will go to the semifinals tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. for game number 6, and they will play the winner of our next game, Murrieta Valley, the 7th section number 2 team, up against Clayton Valley Charter, which is the number 2 team for the North Coast section. That game is coming up right after this game at 7 o'clock. And here we go for partner stunt. It's a tie. Jumps and tumbling. Goes to Paso Robles. And Paso Robles win this game. First game of 15, upsetting the number 2 team, Oak Ridge Trojans. They are moving on to the semifinals tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the morning. And they will play the winner of the next game, Murrieta Valley. So an amazing job. Congratulations to the Oak Ridge Trojans, the number 1 Joaquin section. That means that both of the Joaquin sections, Rocklin and Oak Ridge, are out of the tournament. Freedom moves on for game number 3. They will play in the semifinal game tomorrow morning against Centennial or Westmont, our final game of tonight. Paso Robles will play tomorrow morning at 8:30 against the winner of our next game, Murrieta Valley or Clayton Valley Charter. That game is coming up next. A huge congratulations to the Bearcats, the number 7, moving on in the 2022 California State Championship here at Woodbridge High School in Roseville, California. We'll be back in 5 minutes with our next game, Murrieta Valley versus Clayton Valley Charter. Welcome back to game number 4 of 5 tonight. We are here at the 2022 California STUNT State Championship here in Roseville, California at Wood Creek High School. We have the top 9 teams across the state out of 150 schools that have made it through this section, most of them with undefeated seasons. and they are now ready to fight for the state championship. Earlier today, Shasta, the northern section, went up against Westmont from the Central Coast section, and Westmont won, and they'll be playing in the final game tonight against the number one team, Centennial High School. Game number 2, Freedom from the Bay Area, the number one team from the North Coast section, went up against the number 2 team from Joaquin, Rocklin High School. Rocklin was defeated in a close game at the end, and Freedom is moving on to the semifinals tomorrow. Oak Ridge High School, the Joaquin section number 1, was just defeated in overtime by Paso Robles from the Central section. Paso Robles will move on tomorrow to the semifinal game at 8:30 tomorrow. And they will play the winner of this game right here, Murrieta Valley, the number 2 team from Southern Section, and the number 2 team from the North Coast Section, Clayton Valley Charter. Let's find out a little bit about Murrieta. They are the Nighthawks from the Southern Section. They are part of the Southwestern League. Their overall record is 21-3, which means they played a lot of out-of-league games in addition to their league. This is their 3rd year playing STUNT since everyone lost a year due to COVID. Their head coach is Katie Fry. Assistant is Ashley Fisher. Katie has coached this team 3 years, first year as a head coach. Her favorite thing about STUNT is having the opportunity to impact the lives of these athletes, and she enjoys the competitive aspect and watching them grow and develop as athletes. Undefeated league champs all 3 years. We have played the absolutely love Starbucks. They huddle up and scream at the top of their lungs before every game. We breathe in with good and out with the bad and let it all out. They have 9 seniors on their team. Clayton Valley, they're from Concord, California, and they are the Ugly Eagles. You heard that right. They are Ugly Eagles. They're from the North Coast section, the Diablo Valley League, undefeated, 14-0. Their first loss was in the North Coast section playoffs, losing by 1 point to Freedom. They played 5 years. 2017 was their first season. Nicole Schumann is their coach, and she's been coaching for 13 years. She loves building the program from start to finish. I love the challenge of being the underdog and building confidence into the athletes. No one is just handed a win. You have to fight for it, work hard for it, and most importantly, be dedicated and trust the process. Their favorite quarter is quarter 4. They love the strategy, and they have 10 seniors. So Murrieta definitely has a smaller roster compared to Clayton Valley. And they are now at the center of the mat with their captains and coaches. Kicking off the team, Murrieta is the home team as the higher seed, and Clayton Valley is the away team. This should be a close game. This is number 3 and number 6 seeds. But really, all of these teams have shown today the games have been close. These are the top 9 teams in the state, all vying for tomorrow, playing in that state championship game to be the best in the state. We have not had the state championship for 2 years, 2020 for the COVID and 2021. So it was a very small, minimal season. So it's exciting to see these teams back to pre-pandemic numbers. Over 150 teams across the state of California. 2023 season should prove to be 200 plus teams for the spring sport for the girls. The coin has split, and we'll see who has possession. Looks like Murrieta, the Titans. It looks like the Ugly Eagles are going to start out with possession. The Ugly Eagles are starting out high with routine number 5. This is the upper level elite skills. 1% group out there. And they start the 362 a target. A single base extension. Round up release the target. Quarter turn switch up. Big bubble there by the Ugly Eagles. Murrieta takes that point, starting to lead 1-0. They have possession and they bring it down to the team number 4. This is in the advanced skill, so right in the middle range, there's 2 partner groups out on the floor. The peg leg 3/4 X, the top and goes heel shot. Force through dismount. Direct toss to the second, the prone dismount, and a forward roll out. Retake that delivery. Great job by both teams. The officials in quarter 1, they already have a decision. And Murrieta takes that point. 2-0. They have possession and they go drop it down to team number 3. The officials are keeping track of the synchronization of skills between groups, no traveling at front, bases on the same straight and holding front, and no bobbles, just flexibility by the top scorer. Every minor on their technique will be counted up, and the team with the least amount of deduction minors will earn the point. And Murrieta coming out strong, extending their lead 3-0, and they have possession for the final round. And they drop it down to team number 2. Murrieta played 21 games in the regular season. That is a lot of fun, especially for a smaller roster that they have. Good toss to the load position. Load to the turn, roll out. Half up to push. And that is perfect, huh? Murrieta sweeps the full quarter 1, 4 points. Clayton Valley Ugly Eagles earn 1 point. Finishing up quarter 1, Murrieta 4, Clayton 1. We have a 2-minute quarter break. We're starting the second quarter here. Murrieta versus Clayton Valley. Murrieta with a strong start, 4-1 over the Eagles. The Eagles have possession to call, and they go high with team number 6 in Robles and Paso. to start off. Single base cylinder there. Rewind and spin a little pyramid there. Plus for extends to take it out. And Murrieta earns that point. The Clayton leads 5-1. They have possession to cover team number 4. Nice basket toss in the back there. The height and execution makes a difference. Nice fold push with 2 tight basket tosses. A break, 3/4 to target. The officials are looking at the synchronization of the skills between the groups, the height, flexibility, and synchronization of basket tosses. And looks like Clayton Valley earned that point. 5-2. They have possession, and they cover team number 2. Murrieta. There's a timeout. There's a timeout. Murrieta want to take a timeout there. Once again, the officials are looking for the synchronization of the skills. The height, flexibility, and synchronization of the basket tosses. No traveling of stunts. For pyramid structures, no bobbles, and good flexibility by the top girls and connection between the groups. There's very strict ACOT and videos that these teams learn these routines off of, and that's what the officials are scoring off of. So sometimes what you see visually might not look like they're looking for different things. So this is a possession of Clayton Valley. And they're going to call routine number 2. Nice extension by both teams. The Eagles basket was a little bit higher. Nice high release here, and great job by both teams on that release. This is going to be close for the third round of 32 pyramids and passes. And the Eagles take it, making this 5-3. We're going to finish out for the team with the team number 3. So again, Murrieta has 5 and Clayton Eagles have 3. And that final point goes to Murrieta Valley, extending their lead 6-3. So Murrieta Valley, the Nighthawks, have 6 points. The Clayton Valley total, Ugly Eagles have 3. Going into halftime here, we're going to take a 7-minute little break here and going into quarter 3, jumps and tumbling. And we are back to the second half here with the Nighthawks and the Ugly Eagles. The Nighthawks are up 6, the Eagles have 3. And they call routine number 3. And this is going into jump and tumbling. Nice toe touches there by both teams. This is where minors can really add up. Every single landing, every little hop there by the Nighthawks at the end there. Front hurdler, a pick up front hurdler. Little step there by the Eagles. And that was very close, and there was definitely some minors on both sides there. They all add up, every little step, bubble, and that went to the Eagles. 6-4. They have possession to call the next round, and they're going to take a timeout. So in jumps and tumbling, the synchronization and flexibility on jumps. The officials are looking for, are their legs together on the tumbling skills? That would be execution. Are there no steps or hops on the landings of jumps or tumbling skills? All of those would be minors. And the synchronization on tumbling skills with more than one athlete all together. All of those add up to the minors, and the team with the least amount will earn the point. We're here in game number 4 between Murrieta Valley and Clayton Valley Carbon. The Ugly Eagles and the Nighthawks. Murrieta is 6, and the Eagles are 4. They took the timeout, and they're going to call routine number 2. Back at something roll, coming forward to wrap up hamstring. Beautiful job. Solid landing. Extensions on those jumps by both teams. Just beautiful job. That's going to be close. When you get down to the lower levels, the skill is on the easier skills, and it is so close for the officials because the teams are almost identical. The winner of this game will play Paso Robles tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the morning for the first semifinal game. We have one more game tonight after this. The number 1 team, Centennial, the number 1 team from the southern section, will be going up against the number 9 seed who beat out Shasta, Westmont High School from the Centennial High section. it's depth point 6-5. And they have possession to call their next routine, and they go up to routine number 4. Coming forward to power hurdle run up against and tuck. It is combo jump, hurdler to toe touch. Do a toe touch here. Couple of steps there, nice handstand forward roll. But canting that tuck, little pop there on the either side. And Murrieta takes that point. 7, Murrieta, Eagles is 5, and they go up to routine number 6, the most difficult jumping tumbling routine. Opening up with a front 3 standing tuck. A little jump combination here. Toe touch. Right front hurdler. Beautiful forward coming forward. And the Nighthawks earned that point, extending their lead 8-5. Near the Nighthawks 8, the Clayton Valley Ugly Eagles is 5. We're now going into a quarter break before the quarter 4 team routine. And we are back going into quarter 4 here in Roseville, California, which is high school game number 4. Murrieta Valley, number 3 seed with the number 6 Clayton Valley Charter, making this a close game. 8-5. Murrieta Valley 8, Clayton Valley 5. Clayton Valley will have possession to start off the quarter 4 to pick the routine. In quarter 4, this is when we have start off with all 3 quarters. Quarter 1, partner set. We jump over to quarter 3, jump and tumbling. And we round out with quarter 2, handles and crosses. And the Eagles are going to start with routine number 2. They did tie earlier in the game in partner set. The Eagles did win in scrimmage and tosses and jump and tumbling. So it's a good call by the Eagles to start off here. beautiful jump by both teams. Little front walkover, that's handspring. Both teams looking confident, time to smile. Great execution of their skills. Nice high rise, back to there. Nice high extension by both teams. The Eagle basket traveled just a little bit other side to the right, but earlier the Eagles took 3 points and the Mirrors are only one, so they are definitely it was a wise call for them. And the question is, will they get all three to tie up this game, or will some of these go over to the Nighthawks? Partner son, they play to the Eagles. The Eagles. Pyramids and tosses go to the Nighthawks. That makes this score 9-7. Murrieta Nighthawks 9. It's Clayton Valley Ugly Eagles 7. It's our routine number 1. And they did not play this routine yet in any quarter. Hey, Joaquin. A little hit to the shoulder level, but press up to extension. Solid job by both teams, moving into a jump and tumbling section. Beautiful front hurdlers. Rounding out the pyramids and tosses. Starting with a great roll pyramid here. Great top and go, extended level pyramid to end there. 3 points up the grab. Each section of the round can be scored 1 point each. The score right now is 9 the Nighthawks, 7 the Eagles. And the question is, will Clayton Valley take all 3 and then move into the lead? Will Murrieta Valley take all 3 and extend their lead? Or will there be some ties that will keep this neck and neck or possibly even a tied game going into the last round of quarter 4? Goes to the Eagles. Jumps and tumbling. Eagles. Pyramids and tosses. Pyramids and tosses goes to. And that makes this 10-9. The Eagles have the final routine. They call routine number 6. And there's a timeout. is up by 1 point. The Eagles have 9, Murrieta Valley 10. They call routine number 6. That was not played in quarter 1. In quarter 2, Cameras and Tossers, Murrieta Valley won that point. And in quarter 3, Duncan Tomlin, Murrieta Valley won that point. So that was kind of an interesting call for them to choose routine number 6. We will see if that comes into play here. And we're in the final round of game number 4. Murrieta Valley Knights and the Clayton Valley Aggie Eagles. Routine number 6 to round out. Murrieta Nighthawks did earn these points earlier in the game. The question is, will they do it again? So it looks like Murrieta Valley was forfeiting the partner set, so that means that the Eagles will need to earn the point against the standard, which is less than 8 minors. The most difficult of all partner set routines, the walk-in, single base extension, corkscrew dismount. And we're going to a pop and go, a low to high, 360 to target. Fabulous job. High to high, liberty to heel stretch. A pull down dismount from the heel stretch. And a log roll cradle into the target. Great job there. We'll see if they earn the point. Going into jump and tumbling. Standard touch, but can't win that point. Some cross tumbling here. We're going to see some power hurdles and a full coming forward. Beautiful job by both teams. Ending with a pipe and going into pyramids and tosses. We're going to see 3 basket tosses, 1 full twist and 2 kick folds. Single base, show and go. A brace, single base, extended level pyramid here. Going right into 360 to press. And a rewind to extended level to the top. Nice job by both the Hawks. Red Hawks and the Eagles. A little dip there on the end of the Eagles. 10-9, Nighthawks and Aggie Eagles. We have the final 3 points here, which will determine the teams going into the semifinals tomorrow morning versus Paso Robles at 8:30 in the morning. Each partner set goes to the Eagles. Duncan Tomlin goes to Murrieta. Pyramids and Tosses goes to Murrieta. That does it. The Murrieta Nighthawks win 12-10 over the Clayton Valley Aggie Eagles. What an amazing game. 2 extremely well-matched teams. The number 2 team from the southern section, Murrieta Valley, up against the number 2 team from the north coast section, Clayton Valley Charter. Great job to both of these teams. Murrieta Valley is moving on tomorrow morning against Paso Robles right here at 8:30. And we have one more game tonight, the final game of the night. The number 1 Centennial Southern Section, number 1 team going up against Westmont from the Central Coast Section. And we will be back in 15 minutes at 8 o'clock for the final game of the night. Welcome back to the final game of the night here at the 2022 California State Championship here in Robles, California at Wood Creek High School. We have the number one Centennial High School who had a bye in this tournament, and this is their first game. They are the number one team from the southern section. Westmont from the central coast section beat Shasta earlier in game number one, and now they're going up to see which one of these two teams is going to head tomorrow morning at 9:30 to the semifinal game. We heard from Westmont earlier. The Centennial High School from Southern California, Corona. They are the Huskies. They are part of the Big 8 League. Their overall record is 11-0 for the season, and they've been playing STUNT for 5 years. Their coach is Ebony McKenzie. She's the second year coaching this team. She comes from 5 years of coaching the Corona Chargers youth team. Her favorite thing about STUNT is the athletes are her favorite part, and they're so dedicated. The fact that it's anyone's game is so exciting. Their fun facts is their team's favorite tradition is when we pray at the beginning of every game. We also say we can, we will, we must before the game. Then also saying we can, we will, we did after winning our big win. Their favorite quarter is 4 because that's when they finish the strongest and everyone has the most energy during those last performances. And again, Westmont High School from the Bay Area, Campbell, California, the Warriors, part of the Central Coast section. The BVAL League, their overall record is 6-0, and they've been playing also for 5 years. Kelly DeVay, been coaching cheer at Westmont for 7 and coaching cheer for 20 years. She loves that the energy of the game doesn't have to be played by the same 12 athletes. She has a team of 26, and she loves switching it out. The flyer, the base, and all of them. It reminds them that they've all performed at least one game, and they are excited to be moving on in this tournament. They have done the coin toss. We have the Huskies. Oh, and they are going to go big. Routine number 6 right from the start. Some coaches love getting the difficult routine right off the bat, which is one partner stunt group out there against the other. We're going to see a Joaquin single base extension here. Nice corkscrew dismount. Up to go, low to high, 360 to touch. Oh, good save there by Westmont, but that's going to cost them. A high to high, swirling wheel set, full down dismount, a long roll, a cradle reload to target. Centennial takes that first point, and that was an amazing save by Westmont. They have possession again. They stick high with routine number 5. One partner on the group again. 360 up. Now get to that single base. Little struggle there by Westmont at the top, but it's sticking it out. Great job, these upper level routines coming out strong by both teams, and the Huskies take another point, 2-0, and they drop it down to routine number 2. In the lower level routines, 1 and 2, you're going to see 3 partner stunt groups out there, 12 athletes. Easier skills, but more athletes on the floor. A little quick pass to the load position, and a single base thrust. Nice load to the front. Half up to bobble there. That's actually going to be a major deduction for Westmont. So they got right back into it. Oh, and a struggle there by the Huskies. Which one had the least number of deductions? This is something that is so interesting. Sometimes the lower levels will trip people up more than their difficult skills. The Huskies still earn that point, extending their lead 3-0 and maintain possession for the final round of quarter one, routine number 4. A little official timeout to make sure the bases shoe is on there. A peg leg 3/4 up to the pop and go heel stretch. Little bobble there by Westmont. Corkscrew dismount. Oops, some arm motions missed there on Westmont. Throwing dismount to that forward roll. Cartwheel peak press. And do a retake up to Liberty. Just some small execution errors by Westmont, and the Huskies extend by sweeping out quarter one 4-0. Centennial Huskies, Warriors, Westmont 4-0, and we're going to take a 2-minute quarter break. And we're starting quarter two. Here making tosses with routine number 4 called by the Eagles. Nice basket passes there, full twist and a pipe. And the Huskies take that point, 5-0. The Huskies, they have possession, and they call routine number 2. Athletes on the floor. He's going to start with a great extended level pyramid. Going into 3 straight line basket passes. Go and go in the bounce. With his hand to foot release pyramid. Centennial takes another point, 6-0 over Westmont. They have possession to call the next routine, and they call routine number 6. This is the most difficult pyramids and passes. 12 athletes on the floor. We're going to open up here with 3 basket passes, 1 full twist, 2 kick fulls. Height and execution will be counted here. That's a major right there for the Huskies. And they have the extended. Rewind extended to the level there, ending in the take it all, Liberty. Lots of minors are both teams, but a bigger deduction there for the Huskies, but we'll see if it evens out and which team earns a point. And the Westmont Warriors earn their first point, 6-1, and they have possession to call the final routine, and they call routine number 3. Nice help, and that ball is released to the low position here. They're going to end here the toe touch in the back with this great foot airman and end with 3 extensions. The Warriors from Westmont hoping to gain another point, and we're going to halftime. But the Huskies take that next point. The first half, the Centennial Huskies 7 and the Westmont Warriors 1. The Centennial is the number 1 seed here, and the Warriors battled up from their first game. Centennials are showing now why they are number 1. 7-1. We're going to take a 7-minute break here at halftime and come back with quarter 3 Junction Tumbling from the 2022 California STUNT State Championship here in Roseville, California. And we are back for the second half here in Roseville, California at Wood Creek High School. The Centennial Huskies are up 7-1 over the Westmont Warriors. Centennial came in as the number 1 seed from the number 1 team from the Southern section. The winner of this game will play tomorrow morning at 9:30 in the semifinal game up against Freedom from the North Coast section in the Bay Area. We're now moving into jump and tumbling. The Warriors have possession, and they're going to call routine number 3. Good toe touch. That's hamstring. Grab that hamstring, that touch. Little double motion there by Westmont. And the Huskies get a point, 8-1. They have possession to call the next routine, and they drop it down to the very easiest routine, routine number 1. The officials are looking for the synchronization and the flexibility on those jumps, or their legs together on the tumbling skills, and really looking at their steps and hops on landings. There should be none of those. All those would add up to minors. Couple little bobbles on those landings. Beautiful toe touches by both teams. And the Huskies extend their lead 9-1, and they have possession. And they go back up high to routine number 5. And there is a timeout. Westmont. So once again, we have the officials in this particular quarter the synchronization and the execution of the skills, minors really add up quickly here. And whichever team has the least number of minors will earn the point. Centennial off to a very large lead, taking the whole first quarter, taking 3 points in the second, and now off to a pretty good lead here in quarter three. Routine number 5, the second hardest routine in jumps and tumbling. 5 standing back handspring and a combo jump front hurdler and toe touch right here. Little landing there on Westmont. A beautiful layout coming through. The timing was a little off there. Looks like Westmont might have some count issues there. A pipe jump. 2 standing cuts. Again, great tumbling field and jump. I do think the Husky is probably going to earn that point. Just executed those skills a little bit stronger, but we'll have to see based upon the timing which one has the least minors. And they do. They extend their lead 10-1. They call routine number 2 to round out quarter three jumps and tumbling. Beautiful toe touches. Coming up from the back, a little front walkover. Back handspring series. Ending there with the front hurdler. Some of these lower level routines, it just comes down to a little bit of focus that can get them off and earn them some minors. And the Huskies earn another point, extending their lead 11-1. This would be almost pretty much a big point. Looking at the score, 11-1, the Huskies have won this game, and they'll be going on to the semifinals tomorrow. There's only 9 points up for grabs in quarter four between the teams. So it would be, even if the Westmont earned all 9 points, they would just be shy of here. So now it's going to be finishing out this game and really probably looking at what points and things that they can put on the floor as they already prepare for tomorrow's game. The Westmont Warriors, what a great job. A close game earlier today against Shasta High School. And they got to beat Field Clouds representing the Central Coast section. And up here against the number 1 seed, Centennial High School from the Southern section. And we'll be back in 1 minute. And we are back with quarter four here. In game number 6, actually the very last game of the night, game number 5, Centennial and Westmont. And Westmont calls routine number 5. This is one thing I love. When they know that the game is out of reach, but they just want to finish this game, putting all their athletes on the floor, giving them a great opportunity to end their season. Oh, very challenging. Oh, great save there by Westmont. Going into jumps and tumbling, we're going to start off here with 5. Standing back handspring. A little combo front, further toe touch. Run up at Hanks and Leo. Nice tight jump, everybody, and 2 standing cuts. Going into the 2-minute toss section. We have 360 the press, the handspring up to the center of the pyramid. High to high kick toss. A great front foot cradle. Nice and high, both teams. Rounding this out with 3 basket tosses. Up front, you'll see a full twist, followed by 2 kick folds. And rounding this out with 3 liberties. 3 points up for grabs here. Partner set goes to Centennial. Jumps and tumbling. The point goes to the Huskies. And pyramids and tosses. Go to the Huskies. They take all 3, extending their lead 14-1. Timeout, Huskies. And we have called routine number 2. Quick toss to load there. Up to the single base to the press. Low to the chrome, one of my favorite beautiful stunt pairs. Pass up to the press. What you're noticing is just the Huskies have this, their execution of the skills is just that much crisper. And it's just making the difference of earning these points. Westmont is doing a great job with the skills as well. They're just Huskies are a little bit stronger technique in these skills and these routines. Rounding out this pyramid and tosses. A little bit of a dip there on Westmont on that cradle, but 3 points up for grabs here. And we have the score. And partner set goes to the Huskies. Jumps and tumbling goes to the Huskies. And pyramids and tosses go to the Huskies. They extend their lead 17-1. Timeout for the final round. The Centennial Huskies will be going on to the semifinal game tomorrow, right here at 9:30 in the morning versus Freedom. The first game tomorrow morning will be at 8:30. Paso Robles playing Murrieta Valley. That was a close game between Murrieta and Clayton Valley last hour, and Murrieta Valley won by 2 points and is moving on to the semifinals tomorrow. So we have a southern section and a north coast section, and we have the central section and another southern section all in the semifinals tomorrow. And one of those four teams will move on to the championship game at 11:30 tomorrow and be the 2022 California State champion. And to round out this game, the Centennial Huskies call routine number 1. What we love about these lower level routines is it gives a great opportunity for so many of the athletes to be on the floor. And I love to see the Westmont smiles. They are excited to be moved on in this tournament and just to end their season again. Every team here, the top 9 schools in the state, all representing those sections, wearing it down in this tournament weekend. Great game today by phenomenal teams. Love seeing all these ladies across the state being recognized for their athleticism, really extending this opportunity to represent their school in the sport that they love, with the skill that they love to do, within all the skills derived from cheerleading. Coaches on both sides, so proud. And that's going to wrap up the final round here between the Huskies and the Warriors. And the scores are in, and target set, going to the Huskies. Something tumbling. The point goes to the Huskies. And pyramids and tosses. The Huskies, they sweep 4-4, extending their lead 20-1, showing why they are the number 1 seed. Centennial High School Huskies are moving on to the semifinal game tomorrow, 9:30 against Freedom. Congratulations to the Westmont Warriors for making it through the first round of the tournament and having done a great job against the Huskies. We will see you all back here tomorrow on the live stream starting at 8:30, Paso Robles versus Murrieta Valley, 9:30 Centennial versus Freedom, with the championship game wrapping up at 11:30 tomorrow. Thanks everybody for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.